Hey there, Searzall fans. My name is Alvin Schultz, and I'm here to show you a new technique that I've discovered to use with the Searzall. The technique is basically using the radiant heat of the Searzall to puff things that can be puffed. So I've got some dried rice paper here. I've got about a sheet of leaf gelatin. These are all things that have the gelatin content in them that are dry. This one is a piece of pompadum, Indian cracker. And then lastly here, this is pressure cooked and dehydrated beef tendon, but this could easily be pork skin too to make chicharron. So when you're using this technique, a couple of things I've noticed in doing it is that you don't want to be right on the piece like you would if you were searing a protein. You want to be a little further away, maybe, I don't know, 2 to 3 inches away, using a lot more of the radiant heat of the Searzall. That's going to prevent some charring of your puff snack, because you don't want your puff snack to be charred. The other thing is you want to keep the Searzall moving, just like when you're searing a piece of meat. Basically, once you start to notice it puffing, you should kind of start moving it in small circles, and you'll notice the puffing expanding there. So I'm going to try to puff all 4 of these things without setting off my smoke alarm. So here goes. Here's the rice cracker. Here's half the rice cracker puffed. It's really hot right now. You'll get best results if you let that cool off for a few seconds. So I'm going to move on to the leaf gelatin and puff some of that. There's your leaf gelatin, nice and puffy. You can almost, you can hear it crackling like a piece of chicharron. Here's your pompadum. You can see it gets a little bit flimsy before it gets crispy. Interesting. And then finally, this is the piece of pressure cooked dehydrated beef tendon, but again, this could be pork skin, chicken skin, anything that you would chicharron. Even, I haven't tried it, but it should work with gelatinized tapioca starch as well. I find with these tendon pieces that it's most beneficial to do it from both sides, so I'm going to flatten that guy back out. So you heard my smoke alarm there just at the very end of doing that. I don't have great ventilation in this kitchen, but that's one of the drawbacks. Everything else is pretty nice. So to recap, we've got puff snacks with the Searzall. This is a piece of standard Vietnamese style rice paper. You can see it's very crispy. It'll be a great garnish on a salad or something like that. Here's standard leaf gelatin. You gotta be careful with this. You wouldn't want to eat a whole bowl of this, but as a garnish on a dish, it should work nicely. You can also season this. You just gotta be careful not to burn the spices when you're using the Searzall. Here is a piece of poppadom, lentil cracker, very crispy. And then finally, beef tendon chicharron, really nice and crispy. Got that crunch that you want. So there you have it, Searzall fans, puff snacks with the Searzall. This technique I find really useful as a home cook. A lot of times I don't want to heat up a pot of oil or the deep fryer to make just a couple of garnishes or a handful of poppadom or something like that. So give it a shot, try it. It should work with anything that has the starch hydrated and or the gelatin in it, like a chicharron. Give it a shot, let me know what you think. Searzall's greetings.